Welcome to another episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Kathrina Miccio. What's up,
Hi,
Katrina?
how are you
Katrina, how
doing?
are you?
How you doing, Stax?
I'm really good.
Thanks for
A lot
having
of
me.
a lot of people have been asking me to bring you back on the show, and
Really?
yeah, I told them I would. So,
Oh, that's so cool. Thank you.
Flying Monkey, what's good? Gerard, Yankees for life. We got some people watching.
Oh, good. Hi.
It's growing slowly. Stevie Bullets is in the building. So you've been on my show before. I don't know if people know that. If you don't know that, go back and watch the interview I did with her. It was a few months ago,
hmm
and so how have you
I
been
always like
since
coming
then?
on your show because I never know what I'm going to say, what we're going to talk about. We just, you
Yeah,
know?
just go with the flow, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's nice. It's fresh.
So today I want to talk about what it was like when you came into meeting James Gandolfini, like what the whole process was to even get involved with being involved with The Sopranos. And I kind of like want to, if there's girls out there that want to be actresses, maybe you could give them advice and show how you went about your career, because now you do film festivals and all kinds of stuff
Oh,
like
I
that.
do a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've been in Screen Actors Guild since 2000. And I got my screen my SAG card from being in a film. I was actually doing makeup at the time. I was a makeup artist, and they said, "Hey, Kat, we need a girl at the bar to, um, talk to Richard Lynch, who was in the film, and be like, bar girl." They said, if you do this, you could be in SAG. I was like, really? Okay, I'll do
And it
it.
was for the Bada Bing, right?
No, no, this was an independent film that I did when oh God, this had to be back in like 99 when I was
Do you
doing
want to
makeup.
explain to the people what SAG is?
Oh, Screen Actors Guild is a union, is an actors union that protects you just like any other union. Um, and you can either work union or non-union. And if you're in the union, you can't work non-union work. So you get paid better and you have protection, just like
Oh,
any
so
other.
you weren't in it before, and they offered you to
No,
be in it?
at that point in 99, when I was doing makeup, I had taken a lot of acting classes, but makeup was always um very it was good good money for me because I was working alone, so it was good, and I always did a little bit of acting. I even did some non-union work, but they said, oh, you could be in the union if you do this part. So I said, well, who's going to do my makeup? So they're like, you are okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So so I put some sexy things on and with some clothes on, and I was hanging out at the bar with Richard Lynch, who was an amazing actor. And it was really, it was a great experience to work with him. And I had a few lines. I think I did a little improv. I don't even know if they were proper lines, but it was legitimate. And then I became SAG eligible, which means even though you're eligible, you still have to pay to get into the union. So I think I waited a little while
What
because
do you mean pay?
at that
What do you
time
mean
it
you?
was a couple of $1,000s to get in it.
Yeah.
So I was SAG eligible, and then I said okay, and then I joined. And once I joined, the ball just rolled into a lot of parts for me, which was really cool, really great. And one of them was The Sopranos, and I was asked to do that, to be one of the Bada Bing bartenders. And I was like, what is a Bada Bing bartender? So they told me. I was like, all right. Okay. The outfit was cute, little blue tank top and black shorts and boots. I said, I get to keep my clothes on, right? Good. Yes. Although after David Chase, a couple of years while I was doing that, he wanted me to do a nude part. He wanted me to come in and audition for a topless part. And I said, but the bartenders don't get topless.
Yeah.
And I was with Jim at the time, and he's like, you're not doing that. I said, okay. I wasn't going to do it anyway. It didn't make any sense to me. So it was a little bit strange. I thought the scene was a little strange, but I remained on the show for about 4 years. I was doing the Bada Bing thing, and
how did you go about to start dating James Gandolfini?
Well, I met him there. I met him while I was on the show, and then
you want to explain the first time you ever met him, the first time you guys ever interacted?
I was behind
together?
the bar. I was in my Bada Bing outfit, and I think I met Federico first. I met Federico Castelluccio because he was in the scene too. So we started talking, and I've been
Federico,
friends
he's the guy that was playing the guy with the
Furio.
hair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's great. And we've been friends for many, many years. He's an incredible artist as well. And so I met him, and we were chatting, and then Jim came in, and we started, he came over to the bar, he leaned over, and he's, oh, is that them together? Nice.
Yep.
That's great. And we just, I don't know, I think we had like instant chemistry. He was a very, very, God, it's so hard to talk about him sometimes. He was a very generous, kind person, and very different than his character. And he was brilliant. He was a really brilliant man. But anyway, so we'll go back to that, because I'll get very emotional if I start talking too much about him like that. Anyway, so I think it was either that night or the night after. I was in the city in Pastis, in this bar restaurant, and I think I was hanging out with Vinny Pastore at the time, because I knew Vinny before The Sopranos, and we were in a commercial together, and Vinny was there, and all of a sudden Jim walks in to Pastis, and he goes, I know you. I said, no, I know you. And there we were, like it was like fireworks kind of. It was really nice chemistry. And and then it just kept happening. I just kept running into him, and it wasn't even about the show. It was like, hey, now we're friends, because we're seeing each other everywhere. It was a very, very odd thing. Aw, this is Vinny. So what happened was I was asked to do a body double for Lorraine Bracco for a part. It was a body double, so you wouldn't have seen my face. They just thought that my body worked well for the scene. And so it ended up that I ended up doing a scene with Jim. So it was supposed to be Lorraine and Jim together, but I ended up being her body double for part of it. And then after the scene, he asked me if I wanted to go for a drink with him. Oh, I love Lorraine. So I did, and we had something to eat. It was at Cafe Tabac. It was right around the corner from where I lived in Soho. And it was very funny what happened after. I just thought of something. Things come through my head. So we had a really great conversation, and I said to him, he goes, "Oh, I'd like to see you again." I said, "But are you engaged?" And he said, "Yeah, I am." I said, "Well, then that's not going to work."
Yeah.
He said, "Well, it looks like it's not going to work out. I think she's moving back to California." And I said, "Well, when she does and you break up and you're no longer engaged, then call me, because I don't do that. I don't mess in other people's relationships. So when you're free and clear, then call me." And so he walked me to my apartment in Soho. And as we were in front of the doorway, we're chatting or whatever. He gives me a kiss goodbye. And my neighbor from downstairs in the building comes out, and she sees him,
Yeah.
and she looks at me, and she looked at him. She was like,
So what season
"What's that?"
is it by that time? What, like, how far into the everything is?
um
Has it been going
I
on for a
think
while?
by
Like the
then,
show's been going on?
I think it was season 5. I think. I don't. I honestly, I don't remember. We dated from. Well, I met him in 2004, and then I don't remember exactly when we actually got together. It was only a few months, and then I dated him until like the end of 2006, something like that. And so yeah, that was that's how we met, and that's how we got together. He called me, and we started seeing each other.
So where
And
with the paparazzi, were they following you guys around a lot when you would be seen?
we kept it really kind of quiet, because he really didn't like a lot of paparazzi and all that around. So, I mean, literally, I lived about 3 blocks away from him, because he
Yeah.
was in Tribeca and I was in the end of Soho, by Grand Street. So I was so close. Just walked, to his house and back. So honestly, I didn't really want to go out a whole lot with him. We did,
Yeah.
and when we did, it wasn't that much fun, because there were so many people that wanted to talk to him. This was like at the height of The Sopranos, and the people like congregate. They just were like swooning in on us, and like girls would literally cut in front of me and push me out of the way.
And would he be like, nah, nah,
Oh,
like,
no, he was not happy about that. He just
yeah,
no. He didn't want to start a fight, especially with a girl, but he definitely, said that that's really rude. Don't do that to her. Stay back.
yeah, they just don't care. Like their minds are not
Oh,
even there when there's,
ruthless.
yeah, when there's somebody famous,
Literally
people don't,
pushed me. Huh?
yeah, when there's somebody famous and people want to get to them, they don't care. Like,
No, no. So I honestly, I prefer just spending time ordering in, or I'd cook, and we spent some really, really great moments together, you know,
Has there been?
dancing in his living room to Frank
Yeah.
Sinatra, and we spent a lot of really nice moments together that I'll treasure forever, you know.
Is there
And
any times from the show that you remember that stand out in your head?
any what?
Any times when you guys were recording the series?
Um, well, it was kind of strange once we started like dating and I was on the show, you know. He didn't want me to do the bada bing thing, even though I was fully clothed, you know. He didn't like it. And then they would have me serving the champagne in the champagne room, or things like that, and it would be like our own little secret, because we didn't really let it out until he took me to the premiere.
But so
um
do you think that other people did other people have an idea but they didn't know?
oh, people, yeah, like Federico knew, Vinny knew, there were mutual friends
Yeah.
knew, but we really didn't tell that many people about it. And but once he took me to the premiere, there were paparazzi everywhere. As soon as we got out of the car, we got in the car,
They're like, oh my
and
God, blah blah blah, right?
no,
They're
it was chaos and crazy. And you know and then he did there was issues with his ex-wife too that I don't want to get into, but
yeah.
she had, I don't know, that it was a little bit weird, but anyway. So, but I'll never say a bad thing ever about him, because for me there was nothing bad to say. He was a brilliant actor and a brilliant man. I mean, he used to read like 5 books at a time. There were books everywhere, all over his house, and reading glasses on each book. you know, I'm like, are you reading all of these books at once? He's like, yeah, why? Why? How do you read all these books? And he really, really wanted to play Hemingway. He was
Yeah,
really,
like
he wanted,
he wasn't anything like his part, right?
no,
A lot of
no,
people, I think they get it confused. They think like Tony
oh,
Soprano
no,
is always like that.
no.
He's Tony Soprano, but he's not. He's really like total opposite kind of person.
What was the movie that Julia Louise Dreyfus was in? Um, I think it was one of the last films he did. And it took me a really long time because he had passed.
To watch it.
For me to watch it, I couldn't. I couldn't. It was really difficult for me to watch. But there were bits of him in that film, bits of Jim in that film. I saw him come out, and it was nice to see. It was actually him. It was like a very caring human. And if you watch that film, you could get a sense of a little bit of his real personality.
One of them's called The Drop. This is the last movie he ever did.
No, it was with Julia Louise Dreyfus. Oh my God, why can't I remember the name of that? I just had it in my head. Ah, could you look it up? Um,
Enough Said.
Enough Said. That's it.
Yeah.
Enough Said. It was a nice film, and it
What was
was
it
even the
about?
way he really spoke. The
What
way
was
he
it
really
about? Do you
spoke.
remember?
What?
Do you remember what the movie's about?
I don't know if I think I was too distracted watching the film and like
Yeah.
watching him,
Is
because I
it
didn't
like a
watch it.
relationship movie, kind of like?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but it was heartwarming, and it was I just saw a lot of his personality in that film, and it was nice to see.
Yeah, that's awesome that you guys were able to connect like that.
Yeah, we did. We had a really nice relationship and friendship even after we broke
So
up.
after everybody knows you're involved in a relationship, do people act weird with you on the set?
Nobody on the set knew except our friends.
No, I
I
mean
didn't go around telling.
after
We didn't
everybody
go
knows.
around pushing it. And I stopped working at doing the Bada Bing thing because he didn't really want me to work there doing that. And I was getting better parts too. So
Yeah.
you know, I didn't really want to do that anymore. And after 4 years of being in a strip club and you know, pretending you're wiping the bar down and doing all that kind of stuff. I mean, they gave me a line here and there, but it was mainly just for the effect of being there.
Hold on, I gotta put a couple people in the bathroom.
What?
You know, like you remember Goodfellas?
The Bronx Tale?
Bronx Tale, yeah. When the
Bronx
no,
Tale.
wasn't that Brooke Goodfellas? When they're like, put him in a bit. No, Bronx Tale. Yeah, put
It
him
was
in
the
a
Bronx
bathroom.
Tale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put him in a bathroom. When
Yeah.
they're putting all those guys in the
Everybody had
bathroom.
these crazy names.
When
Right?
people are disrespectful around my show, I say put them in a bathroom, and I
Oh, were
just
they
block them.
saying stupid things? People saying
Yeah,
bad things?
they were running their mouths, so I just blocked them,
Oh,
put them in a
bad things
bathroom.
about me?
And they were just running their mouth, saying disrespectful things. Period.
Oh.
So now they're in the bathroom scrubbing the
Good, keep
toilet with
them
a
in the bathroom
toothbrush.
and don't give them a donut and don't give them toilet paper.
Nah, they ain't getting nothing. I don't engage with the negative, and I stand behind everything I say. Right in the bathroom, Tommy said.
Good.
So I'm a DJ now, and at the end of the night, I say, "Put him in the bathroom," and everyone's like, "What the hell does that mean?" I said, "Don't worry
Tell them
about
to
it. You'll
watch
find
Bronx
out,
Tale.
or watch Chattin with Staxx, and you'll find out."
There you go.
So after you guys start dating, what was your plan to stay with the Sopranos? Like, did you have a direction you wanted to go with your career? Did you want to do
I've
movies?
always yeah, I just stayed with acting, and he was very, very supportive of my acting career and my art. In fact, even after we broke up, he sponsored one of my art shows, and it was at the Gibson guitar showroom in the city, and I was asked to do a show there, and it was a one woman show, and I did all of these musicians that played Gibson guitar, and it was great. And he came and supported the show, and he sponsored it, and it was amazing. I had
So
about 200
when
people
you
there.
guys broke up, it wasn't like a
Oh,
bad. It
no,
wasn't
not at all. Not at all. No, we stayed friends. We stayed
because
friends, you know.
a lot of people don't.
Oh no, we didn't have a bad breakup at all. It was it was better for both of us.
So
It's
you
hard to
guys still work
explain, but
together after?
we didn't work together again. No,
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 after you guys broke up, you were done. Like it wasn't no more working together.
no. Didn't work together. No, but I mean, I got a lot of acting gigs after that.
I'm sure you
I'm
did.
doing a lot now. I
Yeah.
just filmed a sizzle reel for a film called Cairo Killer, which I have a lead in.
Shout out to Ciro DiPazio. He's part of that, right?
Oh, and Mob King. Mob
Yeah.
King, yes, it's Zero. Cairo Killer, I have a lead. It's because Mob King, I have a little part. It's an important part, but it's a very small part. Cairo Killer, I have a lead in, and I play Nut, a crazy person, which I was so happy. Like, yes, I want to play a crazy psycho killer. So, oops, my phone is going crazy.
Are
Sorry.
you are you the Cairo Killer, or can
I
you not
can't
let that
say.
information
I
out?
can't say, but I definitely am a lead. I can't say because we just did the sizzle reel for that. And I'm also I'm a lead in the Fontanas. And Richard Kern, let me give a shout out to Richard Kern for Cairo Killer, and Jerry Ferretti for the Fontanas, which I play a very cool part. My family is in the mob. And once this gets going, you should have the whole cast on because it's a cast of characters for sure. It's really
Yeah, I
great.
definitely will.
And my character basically is I'm the ex-wife of the lead actor, but my family was in the mafia, is in the mafia, my character.
Yeah.
And so the family still comes to me for favors, even though I'm the ex-wife. So it's written really well, and it's really funny, and there's some really great characters and actors in it. Amazing. It's fun.
It sounds like a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
How did you get involved with the film festival stuff?
Film festivals. Well, I don't know if I even mentioned this the
Because you
last
kind of
time.
almost you have your own. You put together your own film festival, right?
Yeah.
And that's
Um,
crazy. That's a lot of work,
well,
and it's
it all started because I had breast cancer in 2015. And while I went through that whole thing, a year and a half with no hair, no eyebrows, no, was
my mom went through it
Martian.
too,
I was
and
a
she had
Martian.
radiation burns, all that stuff
Oh, the
with the
burns
chemo
and
port and all that.
no, I didn't have. I
Terrible.
never had the port. I didn't have because I have good Italian, thick Italian veins.
Yeah.
So they saw my veins and they were able to always find a vein. So I was like, if I don't, they're like, no, you don't need the port. I'm like, good, because I don't want that. I didn't want to live with that. It was bad
Yeah.
enough that I was bald and I didn't
It's
have hair
pretty.
on my.
It's a pretty dramatic thing to walk around, have a bald head, and
Well, I
the
didn't
hat.
want. I always had a wig. I couldn't do it. Even though
My
everybody said,
mom,
"Oh,
she
but
didn't
Kat,
even
you have such
care.
a nice head." I'm like, "That's
My mom
nice.
didn't care.
It's
She's
still
like, I'm
getting
bald,
covered."
I got cancer, and I don't care.
No. I used to wear this. There was this thing. It was like a half wig, right? So it was like this elastic. So the hair only was like from here, down. So I'd wear like a baseball cap or
Yeah,
a
something just
so
to
like
cover.
yeah, like just kind of a hat. What
Yeah,
do they call that? Skull cap kind of
a
hat.
beanie. Yeah.
It's a beanie cap. And then
Hmm.
so I would just have the hair come out. And then sometimes I'd be blonde and sometimes I'd be brunette, whatever I felt like.
And it just looked like you had hair, right?
And it looked like I had hair. Yeah. But if I went out, I couldn't do the hat thing. So I had a proper wig that I was really lucky that I found that this I had called the union and asked if there was anybody that made the lace caps. So he actually recreated my hairline. It was really cool. I cried. When he actually put the thing on me after he was done, he put it on and I was like, I lost it because it was so long since I kind of really saw myself. I mean, I always had these weird wigs and blah blah blah, but
Yeah.
he took a picture of I gave him a picture of me, a headshot, and he drew my because wigs don't usually have like this
Yeah, they
on the
don't have
side. It
they
just goes
don't have
like
the
straight.
baby hairs and
Yeah,
all
all
that.
this whole like this whole thing here.
Yeah.
So he drew it, and then he put this plastic wrapped around my head. I don't know what he did, but then it just went after he drew my hairline, and he popped it off my head, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna take this with me.
Yeah, it's
So
like
it
this
was,
rubber thing, right?
no,
It's
it
kind of
was
like
like,
this.
it was plastic that he was, it was like an art. I don't know how he did this, but he kept wrapping, and it he just like, it got hard, and it popped off of my head, and he took it with him, and it had the lines, the marks, and he made the wig, I guess, on top of that thing,
And
and
they
at the
use real
hairline.
hair
Well, I
from
had a wig.
people.
I gave him my real wig that cost a couple of $1,000s. It was real hair,
Yeah.
and he just went in and sewed my hairline in it.
Wow.
It
That's pretty
was
wild.
it was so wild, and nobody ever knew that it was a wig. It was,
That's pretty
anyway. So,
crazy.
all right, enough of the whole cancer thing. But when I was going through treatments, I said to myself, I don't want anybody to look at me like I was, poor thing, right? Like, oh, how are you doing? You good? How are you?
Yeah.
Ew. I didn't like that. I'm too independent a person to don't look at me like that. I don't want to
Yeah.
ever look at anybody like that. Like, how are you?
I know what you're saying.
Nobody wants to be looked at like that, right? You okay? You sure? Am I sure? you know? And everybody had their own, ideas of how, you really don't need chemo. All you need is put turmeric on your salad. Turmeric cures cancer.
Turmeric? I'm sure
Really?
you had.
Oh, you
I'm,
mean I didn't have to do all this?
I'm sure you had a lot of people saying all kinds of crazy
All
stuff.
kinds of like insane things you can't even imagine. Oh, you have breast cancer. Oh, my aunt just died last week of that.
Oh, so
Oh,
they take away your hope.
great. Thanks. For anybody out there, if you know somebody that's going through cancer, keep the people that just died of it, try to keep that out of the conversation, because
Yeah, kind of
nobody
kill your will,
nobody that
right?
has cancer wants to know that people are dying of cancer. We have enough in the world. It was like, nobody wants to hear that.
Because
And you want to
when you were,
relate. I know, understand people don't know what to say. If you can't say something good, don't say it at all. Basically. But anyway, so while I was going through treatments, I said to myself, I want people to laugh. I don't want them to feel bad for me anymore. So I wrote a comedy. I wrote a comedy called St. Joseph, and it was based off a true story. And it's about the superstition. If you want to sell your house, you take a small statue of St. Joseph, you turn it upside down, in your backyard facing the house, and you sell your house
I
fast.
never heard that one before.
Oh yeah, that is that actually goes back 500 years. It's not just like a made up weird it goes back 500 years, because I really researched this when I made the film. Nuns used to take medals, like religious medals,
Yeah.
and they used to go, if yeah, there you go. If a landowner wanted to sell their property, they used to ask the nuns to come by and bury the medals of St. Joseph, because St. Joseph was the carpenter. So he was the protector of homes.
Yeah.
So they used to bury the St. Joseph medals, pray over it, and then their land would be sold. And if you look into the history of this people I guarantee people that are listening to this, they know at least one person that has sold their house by doing this. This happened to me twice. And the true story was when I was about to get married, when I was married, right before we were getting married, we needed to sell his house. So we buried the St. Joseph statue. His kids didn't know that we were selling the house, and he didn't want to put a sign up. So all these people came for the open house, like 160 couples came, and the neighborhood didn't know what was going on. All these people
Everyone's
coming to the
freaking
house.
out. Like, what's going
It
on? What's
was
going
like,
on?
what is going on? They had no idea. We sold the house in 3 days, I think 2 days, and there was a bidding war.
That's
Like,
crazy.
we sold
That's
it for
crazy because
more than, huh?
Mine's Saint Christopher. The one that I have on my neck is Saint Christopher.
Yes.
It's the traveling one.
Traveling. That's why people usually have St. Christopher in their car.
Yeah.
So yeah. So this, you know, the
This is Saint Joseph right
short.
here.
I have my grandfather's St. Christopher medal. So I'm just afraid to wear it because I'm afraid I'm gonna lose it. So I then put this film. I had Vinny Pastore. I had all my Sopranos friends in it.
Shout out to Vinny Pastore.
Vinny Pastore was in it. He played God. And it was I made this story. Oh, well, let me tell you this. So when I was married, there were these people that lived across the street from me. And they had the woman was kind of like a hoarder in a way, but and not on the outside, and the inside, because I never saw the inside. My ex-husband saw it. And but the outside of the house, there was, the plastic nativity set of the St. Joseph and the Mary. Well, they had just the St. Joseph leaning on their garage, like on the side of their house, from the day that we moved in until the day I walked out and left him. That thing was leaning. I'm like, but don't, every time they pass it, don't they see him? So so that's really where I got the idea of, if you bury a 3-inch Saint Joseph, what would happen
So seeing
if
that
you
one is where you
bury
got the
a
idea
3-foot
from it?
Saint Joseph?
So you seeing that every day is where you got the idea for it.
It made me crazy, and I wanted them to move. And I have to just put the plug in. My phone's gonna die. So I said, if you bury a 3-inch St. Joseph statue in your backyard and you sell your house, what would happen if you bury a 3-foot one?
Did you bury it? Did you bury the 3-foot one?
Yeah, it's a comedy. It's very silly. I have animation in it. Anyway, so I made this little short film.
Where can people see it? People that want to see it.
It's not, there's the St. Joseph statue. If you go on Amazon, they have St. Joseph home selling kits.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up too.
But instead, there's a prayer that you're supposed to pray when you're doing it. But I wrote a song.
Home. That's insane. They really do have it.
I know.
And it's just a medal. It's just a round medal.
Song instead, and it's at the end of the movie, and it's really cute. If you want to sell your home, then in your yard you'll roam. Dig a hole that's nice and round and put the statue in the ground. It goes on and on.
Here's one of the statues. This is one of the home selling kits. I'll show it to you.
There you go.
$10 for anyone out there that wants to sell your home.
It works. Because when before I left the house, I wanted to, get out of there and sell the house fast. So I buried the statue, and we didn't even have an open house. We didn't
Did
need
you
it because we
did
sold the
you
house
bury
in
the 3 foot
2 days.
one? Did you
We
bury
put the
it?
house on the market. We put the house on the market, and it on a Thursday. The open house was Sunday, and we sold the house on Saturday. So it was only 2 days. So they work. If you really believe, you have to believe, and it works. And I
Did you
know
ever hear the story about the red door or why people have red doors?
I isn't that like an Asian
Or
custom?
the eagle in the front yard?
No, I don't know these.
So if you have an eagle in your front yard, that means your house is paid for. Once your house is paid for, this is what I heard in Connecticut. I don't know about anywhere else. But
Okay.
once you pay for your house, you get an eagle in your front yard, and that means your house is paid for.
Ah, and what's the red door?
The red door one, I forgot. I'm gonna look it up.
Well, I ended up putting my St. Joseph in a ton of film festivals, and I kept winning and winning and winning and winning and winning. It was really, I mean, it got to the point where I said I'm not going to submit anymore because I have a ton of stat. I won like 24 awards for best actress, director. Because I did everything myself. I produced it, I directed it, I wrote it, and I starred in it. Um, and I won basically for all of that. And Vinny won, and everybody, the supporting actors won, and it was really great. Ensemble, we won for everything, and
So you got a whole bunch of awards for it.
oh, from all over the country and the world, in Italy and all over. And I said, I'm not. That's enough. I don't want to take from anybody else. I was feeling guilty that I was winning all these awards, so I said, okay, I'm going to stop. And the Cutting Room in the city is a music venue that
I've
I've
heard of
had
the cutting room. I've
and
heard
my
of it.
artwork. I'm a painter as well. I'm a portrait artist, and I paint musicians. My website's MicCioArt.com, and I whoever goes, whatever musician performs there, famous musicians like Billy Joel or Ronnie Wood or whatever, that they'll ask me to do a portrait, and then they sign it, so it's kind of cool. Anyway, so it's a great, amazing venue. I've had my oh, there we are.
Here's your website.
This Ronnie Wood
For all the
and
people who want to see the website,
Roger Dolce. Yeah.
I'll put a link for your website in the description of this video, and you guys can check it out.
Ronnie Wood's wife came up to me and told me that that was the best rendition of a portrait of him that she's ever seen. So I thought that was really cool. I was a nervous wreck painting that because he's an artist himself.
I know. Look how good
He,
that
it's
painting
like
is. Like,
that's like paint a painting of Picasso. Oh, okay.
oh, he's gonna
I was
judge it too, though.
I
Right?
know, yeah, exactly. That's what I was afraid of. And I said, I better kick this painting's ass, and then I better pull out something really good, And so I was a mess doing it, but I think I pulled it off because he liked it too. And he
Yeah.
signed the back of it. And it's for sale if anybody wants.
You got Billy Joel,
Yeah.
British Airways commissioned.
And
Commissioned.
what?
British Airways
Yeah, British
commissions
Airways
Kathrina.
commissioned the Roger Daltrey painting, and he signed that.
That's wild.
And Rob Thomas, that of Matchbox 20. That is a portrait of him, and I that was at it was at the Riga Hotel in Atlantic City. It was for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame event that was there, and he performed, and I met him, and he came over to me and wrote in the back of the painting, "This is fucking awesome."
That's awesome. It's great.
Yeah, it was cool. And he just like wanted to talk about art, and I'm like, I think you have a concert to do. And oh, that was in my studio with Steven Tylerico.
You got your painter
Oh,
hat
poor
on.
Steven. Did you hear about him?
No.
He went back. He had to go back to rehab.
Oh, what
He was
he
doing
was
so
he was sober
good.
for a while, right? He's been sober
So
for a long time.
long. I
And
was
I
so
mean,
upset when I
sometimes
heard
people
that.
just slip. People slip, and
He'll be okay. He'll pop back fast. He's got a strong will. Um,
it's a everyday struggle, you know.
I know it is. I
A lot
know.
of people don't understand how
I know.
it's
And you know what? I'm not, I don't have like an addictive personality, but when I lived in the Hamptons for a little while, for about 6 months. And for some reason, a lot of people in the Hamptons are in AA, and everybody that I met was in AA. All my
yeah.
friends were like, so I said, I asked if I could, go into like because sometimes they have like open meetings that
Yeah,
you could bring
anybody can
people.
go.
Not
Anybody
all
can
the
go.
time. Not all the
Not
time.
all. Sometimes they have
No,
closed meetings.
right.
Hmm.
So I went to a lot, not because I was an alcoholic, but because I wanted to understand, because that was what everybody said. You don't understand. You don't understand how it is. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. You don't understand. So I said, you know what? I want to understand. You're my friend. I'm going to try to understand. And I'm going to come to these meetings to really understand what this is about, if I can, if it's possible, whatever I could get out of it. And also, it helped in acting too,
Yeah,
to gut inside of the mind of an addict, or an alcoholic or addict,
I think
whatever.
AA could help anyone with your everyday life. It's
Yeah,
about positive change, and there's a lot to it.
yeah. And it helped me to understand them. They still didn't, and I'm never going to say that I understand an addict's mind. I won't. I can't, because I'm not. But it did help, whatever little bit that I got out of that. Another thing, if you know somebody that is that's in that situation, go to a meeting, and be really supportive of them, because it's helpful to understand,
Yeah, you're not alone
try
out
to
there.
understand. Hmm?
Yeah, and let people know you're not alone out there. There's other people that struggle with the same addictions and stuff.
Yes.
So I've
Yeah.
been through it. I was addicted to alcohol really bad for a long time, and I'm sober today, and it feels great. It feels good to
Yeah.
have a new life, have a new lease on life, and it's just everything's
Was
new
it
and it's great.
genetic for you? Because I always listened to, um if the mother or the father had was an addict, then
My father was an alcoholic,
the
so
chances are, if, unfortunately, and it doesn't always have to be alcohol, and it doesn't always have to be, it could be, another personality kind of disorder, and I believe that it is genetic.
I went through a lot of different spurts of different things throughout my life, through different time periods. Like
Yeah.
there was a cocaine time period, there was an alcohol time period. It just like went in blocks.
Yeah.
But I'm just glad to be away from all that and just moving in a positive direction, try to better the future.
Yeah. Well, I'm really happy for you,
Thank you. I
you
really
know?
appreciate that.
It's impossible. It's impossible for someone that's not in the situation to really understand. But I tried. Because I don't want people to go, you don't understand what I'm going through.
Nah, you just don't get it.
You just don't get it. No, I don't get it. I don't, because I'm not in your mind. I'm not in your life. I don't wake up, wanting a drink.
Yeah.
But
I used
I
to shake
want
so bad I would have to drink. Like I'd be shaking.
Oh my God.
And you got to drink just to stop shaking and to
But I
even like
did that. I
function.
went to these
Crazy.
meetings with my friends just to, get a, a little a little bit of,
You know how it is. You know, like when you're out, you're drinking all night, and then you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, you feel like crap.
yeah.
It's like that, and then you're like, I'm never gonna do that again. Why did I do that? You say that throughout the day, and then by around I don't know 3, 4 o'clock, people are like, you start to feel better, and then people are like, we're gonna go to the bar after work, and you forget all about the day before, and then you just go with them to the bar, and it's
So
another process. I
it
used
was
to do
kind of the
that.
people that you were hanging around with too.
It was the people. It
Uh,
was everything. It was a combination of everything,
yeah.
and just years and years. It was a long time. A
Well, I'm
lot of
glad you're not going through that
yeah. It's
anymore.
great to break away from the binds of addiction. It's just great, and I
Yeah.
wouldn't change my life for anything.
Awesome.
So when's the your latest movie that people can go check out?
Well, Mob King is coming out soon.
There's Mob King, and then you have your where you interview people on your
Oh, I
channel,
have
right?
my own show. I have the Kathrina Miccio show where
Yeah,
I have that airs on KP Media on Wednesday nights, actually, at 8 o'clock. And my very first interview was with Armand Desante at his house,
and
which
it was a
was
really
very
good
cool.
one too.
You watched it, huh?
Yeah, yeah, I did.
Yeah. And he was amazing. His house is so beautiful. And
Where is
but
where is his house?
I don't remember the name of the town. It's like way up, no,
Is
like
it is
above.
it in New York?
It's you pass New Jersey going into New York, and it's another, I don't know, hour from there or something. I don't remember. I remember it was up there, but beautiful, beautiful area. His house is magnificent, and he's got artwork of his father's all over the house. It's so gorgeous, and him and his father built the second floor of the house, and it's just
That's
enormous. He calls
crazy.
it the studio, and he goes, oh, go, maybe the light in the studio is good up there. I go, I'm like, it looks like a ballroom. It's so big. I said, this is your studio, really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
But he was amazing. And so when I don't get live interviews all the time, what I do is I take, because I have film festivals. So during the pandemic, I have 3 film festivals. During the pandemic, I had to do everything online. So I have all of this footage of directors and actors and people, filmmakers, that were in these films that were in my festivals that I interviewed. So I show the interview, and then they see the film after. So when I don't have a live interview, a one-on-one in somebody's house or whatever, I show that, and that's called Indie Film Cafe.
Oh,
And
you showed the interviews you did with them
the
at the
interviews that I
film
did back
festival.
then, yeah, because I'm talking about, I already interviewed them. Is Armand? Hi, Armand. Um,
I got an older picture of him too. I got one of the older ones
and
when he had the hair.
so that's been going really well. And people get to see amazing films.
That's when he
Really,
had the hair. Remember the
yeah.
hair?
Um, so yeah, he's
So
great.
Gotti Part 2 is coming out. It's gonna be they're filming it this summer, I believe. And that's gonna be great. Chicky Chickatelli is in part of it. So
Who?
Chicky
I
Chicky
don't
is
know.
from Springfield. It's one of
Okay.
my friends from Springfield. He comes on the show once in a while. And he's in a bunch of different movies. And he's gonna be in Gotti too.
Oh.
He was in Whitsec Mafia with Damian Trites and John Gotti Jr. And he was in the Flanagans.
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard of the Flanagans?
Yes, I have heard of that.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. But oh, all right. Have to find
So
out
what's
about
next
that
for
one.
you? What is
Oh,
next
well,
for
I have
Kathrina?
another show that I can't talk about right now, so I guess you're gonna have me back on. But yeah, something I it
Definitely.
just happened actually. It's official, but I it it's gonna be really cool that a lot of people can relate to. And I'm gonna give some really good. I'm gonna have experts on the show, but I can't talk about it yet. But
Well, once it comes out, you can come on the show and tell us all about it.
I will, and I'm gonna be really. I love the concept. I love everything about it, and I think people. And I'm gonna make the show a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be great. I just wish I could say what it is, but I can't. I talked to the producers today. They're like, "No, you can't talk about it yet." I'm like, "Whoa!" I'm so excited about it because they literally just hired me last night.
Well, hey, I wish you all the best with all that,
Thank
and
you.
I hope everything works out for you.
Thank you so much. Thanks
Yeah, and
so
you're
much for
welcome back
having
here
me.
anytime.
Oh, I
Anytime.
love being on your show.
Thank you. I
It's
appreciate you.
yeah. Thank you for
Is there
having me.
anyone you want to give a shout out to before we go?
Oh God, who could we? Well, everybody that I just worked with on Cairo Killer and
Shout out to Ciro and all them.
Zero.
Ciro,
Hi,
Dan,
it was his wife's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday,
happy birthday.
Lola.
Happy birthday, Lola.
They have
His
a new
wife's awesome
puppy.
too.
They have a new little puppy, and I made the puppy sing, my talking pet. Did you ever see that? And you record it, and the
Hey,
dog.
Mike Rotz. Hey, Mike Rotz. Get your ass in the bathroom, man. See you later.
No, I sing
Go
happy
scrub the
birthday.
toilet with Flying Monkey and Angry Brown.
Oh God, is
Have
people saying
fun.
stupid things?
No, he tried, but I got him out before he could even spit it out.
You better tell me later what these people are saying so I could yell at them.
Yeah, they ain't even worth the time.
They're not worth yelling at.
They're not worth it. They will never live the life that I live or that you have lived.
No,
So hey, I'd
no,
be mad
that
if,
we're
if I'd
living.
be mad if I wasn't me
I've
too.
never been so happy. I'm doing everything that I want to do,
Me too.
and I'm a survivor, and you are too. You know,
And I'm gonna
and
keep
I
pushing
just
on.
keep and paying back. I pay
Yeah.
forward. I pay forward every day. You know,
Try to be a
and
great person and do the right thing.
yeah.
I really thank you for coming on. I appreciate it
Thanks,
every time you come
Phil.
on. And you're welcome back
Thanks.
anytime.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all for joining me. And make sure you check out all her stuff. I'll put links for her stuff in the description of this
Yeah, my
video.
Instagram is Kathrina Miccio official, and
And there's an H in her word. If you didn't know, it's not
Kathrina
Katrina.
K A
It's
yeah an H.
Kathrina.
Don't forget the H.
Kathrina.
My
It's
full name
it's
is Katharina Anna Francesca Miccio.
wow, that's a long name. That might be longer than my daughter's. My daughter has a long name too. But thank
Well,
you.
thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you
Thank you,
guys.
everybody. Take
Make sure you hit
care.
the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you could get my videos every time they drop. Till next time, man. Thank you, Kathrina.